Hello everybody, Lucarios here, and welcome to week 8 of IHops. We've reached the end of the season. I'm just going to move my logo down a bit because it's slightly off screen. Cool, let's bring that down. And unselect it, that would be helpful too. Okay, cool. So, welcome to week 8 of IHops. We're in a situation where winning this game should give me a top half seed. It looks like with how the season's going, there could be 4 or 5 teams that finish 6-2. Nobody has less than 2 defeats. So it's been really close at the top, and I feel like a good chunk of 4-4 teams are going to miss out on playoffs as well. One of which could be Crit, who is currently 2-4 with 2 games to play. So if he wins both, he's definitely putting himself in the conversation to make it. It's going to be an uphill battle though, because I believe his differential is -10, so he's quite far off it. He started the season really well, but he's had a couple of tough defeats the last couple of weeks. I'm really hoping to win this one to guarantee myself that top half seed. That's what I want, pretty much. I want to get that top half seed. Winning this game may actually be enough to guarantee me first seed, depending on other results. I think Clash of Max can, if he wins all his games, can obviously go above me. I believe he's 4-2 currently. And then with a really big win, Scroge can do it as well. And Fancify can with a big result as well. So I think we're the 4 that are definitely going to be 6-2, I believe. VM Nunes, who I lost to week 4, can also go 6-2 at this stage, so it's all going to be very, very close. So let's get into Crit's team and what I think he's going to bring. His team is very scary, and it's quite tough for me to play against, so hopefully things go well here. Starting off, we've got ZAPDOS, which is simultaneously one of the best Chomps responses in the metagame, and also the single best Galarian ZAPDOS response in the metagame. It checks both very, very well. It holds the distinction of being 1-1, one of the others being like the H/Dublade line. That responds to both of Zapdos' stabs quite well. Like it resists both or is immune to one of them and stuff, so it can do really, really well there. Plus then static gives the chance for a para to hit into Galarian Zapdos. Last time I played Zapdos v Zapdos, I ran pads. Based on the other stuff you can immediately see in this matchup, you'll probably realise, and the Lele you see on screen, you realise I'm running Scarf. So I've got aromatherapy on wheezing and stuff, so hopefully I don't get staticked, but if I do, I have stuff in place to hopefully not do that, similarly to when I played the Moltres earlier in the season, where I was like, I would like to run pads here, but I need the choiced item, so I've just made sure I've got Cleric elsewhere to try and heal that if it does come off, which, based on what happened last time, it probably will. But Zapdos even hitting back can do a lot of damage as well. Electric plus flying is really good coverage. And it's tough for me to deal with 100%. Fortress must have been a trade, because I do not remember this thing going second round. He isn't a replacement coach. He's one of the few coaches that has been with us from the start, so that's much appreciated. But he must have made a trade for Fortress here. Just a bulky steel type, really good hazard controller, because it obviously gets Stealth Rock spin and spikes, so it can do all of that jazz very, very well. And it's decent against stuff like Garchomp in this matchup. It's decent against Zapdos. It's decent against Lele. I would expect it to come just because it can match up decently well against quite a lot of my team. It obviously is going to lose to Salazzle though, so he may leave it off for that reason. It also obviously is going to get swapped into on by like Aggron very, very easily. So and Vaporeon, although obviously you can Volt Switch on Vaporeon, so I definitely expect it to come though, but I could also see it being left off. Haxorus is very, very scary, but from his perspective, I have a Mega Aggron, obviously, that's going to respond to it very, very well. Mold Breaker does allow him to hit Earthquakes into my Levitating Wheezing though, and it gets Iron Head anyway, so he may still want to bring it as kind of a Dragon Dance late game option, or just like Scarf Mold Breaker to try and hit really hard. As I said though, Aggron is a very good response to it, so that may dissuade him from bringing it. I would still expect it to come in this matchup though. Azelf is very, very scary. With the exception of AV, Alolan Muck, this thing can really run through my team. It can obviously Flamethrower into Mega Aggron, which is going to do a lot if he pulls that play properly. Psychics are just going to do a lot of damage into everything else that isn't called Alolan Muck, so I really would anticipate that one, especially because Psychics are just going to power up those psychic moves for him. So Azelf is very, very scary, as is Infinite. Infinite is just very, very difficult to switch in general, but especially against my team, it's very, very scary. Vaporeon and Weezing can both do okay against it, but neither do an incredible amount back to it. I mean, Vaporeon has a chance to kill, but Weezing doesn't do that much back to it. So from his perspective, something like a like an Iron Fisting Life Orb set that's just going to click close combat and U-turn and flare blitz, that's very, very tough for me to deal with. So I think Azelf and Inflape and Zapdos, all three very, very good ones against me. Ribombee provides him a webs option, but I haven't had the most reliable hazard removal over the course of this season, so I could maybe see that coming as an option. Ribombee offensively, though, doesn't really have a leg to stand on in this one. Gets completely walled by Aggron and by AV Muck, and gets beaten by Weezing Alert and Psychic Weezing, so maybe not on that one. It's not that great here, though, Ribombee, because it will be slower than my Scarfers. It is faster than Salazzle, though, so I could see... I could see it coming. I could also see it not coming, basically. I think it's less likely than the Haxorus and the Fortress, though. Mamoswine is another thing where I'm like, it could come, it could not. Obviously, Ground Stab is pretty decent against my team, against, like, it breaks Aggron and Muck, but Aggron obviously won't die to 1, and Aggron will kill it back with Heavy Slam, so he may forego that. I could see a Scarfed variant to try and catch Lele, so something that's maybe going to Ice Shard Garchomp as well, outside of Psychic Surge, or maybe just be Scarfed to try and catch Garchomp. I could see that as an option. But obviously, I don't have the greatest swaps into it, because obviously Icicle Crash is going to do a lot to Weezing. Earthquake's going to do quite a bit to Vaporeon even still, so it's tough for me to deal with, but its speed tier makes it a little bit awkward for him to deal with, for him to work with in this matchup. I could see him favouring the Haxorus, which is faster, the Azelf and the Infinite, which are faster in this one, even the Ribombee that's faster, over the Mamoswine in this one. Slowking is a definite bring because it responds to Lele quite well. It doesn't even need to be AV, it can just be Spadef, but more so AV, as the music stopped. No, it has not. We're good. Even if it's not even AV and it's just Spadef, it responds to it pretty well. Even more so, of course, if it is AV, which I wouldn't be surprised to see at all. Something like AV, Future Sight, Skulls, Psychic and stuff. Doesn't even need to particularly have teleports, but it can just run Spadef teleport and do that there as well. Lele can still do quite a bit of damage to it, but that's because it's a Lele. And obviously Fortress can try and come in on Lele, but... it can do that as well, but it's going to take a lot and it can't naturally recover, whereas Slowking obviously can. I could... Actually, now, the more I think about it, it probably will just run Spadef, because then it can run Slack Off and stuff as well. It can run Slack Off, Teleport, Future Sight and stuff like that. Because Future Sight's kind of good against my team as well, especially if I don't bring Muck. Dojo is his Z user. It's just pretty fast, hits pretty hard. I do have an Aggron, though, but obviously he can high horsepower Aggron if he wants to try and catch Aggron before it's Mega Evolved. I'm not sure if he'll want to bank on that, though, especially when Vaporeon will probably take 2 as well from a Dojo, so it is faster than my main offensive free piece, though, so he may value it for that. I would personally be more scared of Haxorus, Azelf, Infinite, Ribombee, Mamoswine. Like, I'd be more scared of all of those over Dojo if I could see it coming. Cradily, I don't really see at all. Personally, it's like a bulky piece, it's a water immunity, but it doesn't really do anything against any of my offensive threats. It can do okay against Salazzle, but I really don't see it coming for this one. Like, Slowking will do the same job just as well as it, and also has the added bonus of doing well against Lele. And then Primate, which could come as something to try and threaten Mega Aggron. It's obviously a fighting type. But obviously something like a Weezing is always going to check it quite well, but obviously if I don't bring Weezing, it could be very, very good for him. He may also not go for that because it will maybe allow Lele in, but he can also just U-turn. So if I had to predict a 6, I think Zapdos, Azelf, and Infinite are the 3 definites. Sorry, Zapdos, Azelf, Infinite, and Slowking are for me the 4 definites, the 4 things that he really should be bringing here. And then I think I have Fortress and Haxorus on the layout as my other 2, but I could easily see Ribombee, Mamoswine, even Dojo potentially being in there, maybe the Primate, depending on if he wants to try and mix things up and try and catch me off guard, or if he still thinks he has a chance of playoffs, which he definitely still does. If he gets 2 big wins, he should be in there. So let's get into my team and what I'm bringing, why I'm bringing it, and all of that good stuff. You can see immediately no Garchomp. The thing is, as I said last week, its stats lie about how good it's actually been this season. It's kind of taken on the job of, so like how it dealt with Celesteela last week, where it took the job of chunking stuff down and then other stuff happened to get the kills. Garchomp has been much, much better than the 3 kills it says it has this season. Because even if you think back to week 1, it effectively killed a Florges as well, which it didn't get a kill for because it then died to poison. Even Sandstorm, even I think, it didn't get the credit for the Celesteela kill last week, even though that was entirely Garchomp's work. It isn't getting the credit it deserves, in a sense, and I've enjoyed using it, but it just doesn't quite work for me here. When I have other things that break the team better. Zapdos is just such a good response to Garchomp that I couldn't justify that bring. over anything else. Its speed stat is awkward for this one as well. It's slower than Azelf, slower than Infinite, slower than Bombi. As I said, it gets ice sharded by Mamoswine because it was essentially between Garchomp and Lele as to what that slot was, and I did not want to get ice sharded. So I was considering Archie. I was like, it's just not really worth it. So that's where we're at with that. I also don't actually do that much in Slowking, even if it's for death. So I felt like my offensive pieces were better used elsewhere than Garchomp, one of which is this Choice Specs Lele here. Now, I don't remember the exact calc. It's been a while since I prepped for this team. I probably should have done some refresher calcs, but it is what it is. I believe my Moonblast into Slowking is going to do around 30%. Shadow Ball's going to do around 40, which is where we're at with that pretty much. Moonblast is kind of just the click here because he's more likely to be using Slowking as the response than Fortress, because Fortress can't actually recover, and Fortress is going to take around 35% from a Moonblast. It doesn't really want to take that damage, particularly when it's needed more so for, like, it switches into stuff like my defense quite well. The Specs just allows me to try and actually hit through that Slowking. Eventually with Lele, I kind of need the damage for that. I need it'd be rocks. It'd be the equivalent of rocks into Zapdos because my Moonblast does like 80% to that. I kill Haxorus, I kill Azelf, I kill Infinite, but obviously I am slower than all of those mons that I've just listed. So I do live one hit from Azelf, and I do live one hit from Azelf, assuming it's like a specially offensive set. Not so the case for Haxorus or Infinite because of my frail defense. I'll live a Rabombi hit unless it's U-turning and it's more physical and stuff like that. And then obviously I threaten Mamoswine as well coming in on that. So this is probably going to be my lead, I'd imagine, or I just bring this in on Zapdos because Zapdos has to run low speed in this matchup because it's defensively checking Zapdos and Garchomp. It's really confusing to say because Zapdos is checking Zapdos, but it kind of comes in on Zapdos every time and friends with a Moonblast. That's basically how I'm trying to play it in this one. The 236 speed, I believe, just allows me to outpace max speed Mamoswine. Probably, let's go with that. Well, it might have been Primate. Primate might be base 95. Yeah, Primate's base 95, so that's what that's there for. So hopefully this set can do really, really well. Lele's been great this season, so there's that. Mega Aggron coming here with... This is the spice, basically. This isn't actually a Mega Aggron. I obviously have to run the Aggronite. That's non-negotiable. I have to run the Aggronite. But the actual strategy of this one is I don't want to Mega Evolve because I'm going to take advantage of Rock Head. And Head Smash into this team is incredible. Everything, apart from Fortress, even the Fortress, everything gets 2 shots. The Rock resist on this team is the Cradley, which, as I said, I really don't think comes to this game. Because you don't expect a head-smashing Aggron to come to this match, especially because of how key a role Aggron should be playing in checking the Haxorus defensively. The idea is I want to try and get this in as soon as possible and just click head smash into something. The likely swap's going to be Fortress. Fortress dies to head smash plus Fire Punch, which is amazing. So that's kind of what we're going for there. Obviously, it'd be even better if I was able to put Band on here because then head smash would just 2-shot Fortress, but here's what it is. This one-shot, fully physically defensive Zapdos with Head Smash, which is absolutely ridiculous. Head Smash doesn't pick kills up on stuff like Infinite, which Earthquake will, but obviously that will only be once I Mega Evolve, if I Mega Evolve, which I'm not sure if I will. I may or may not. This is still going to be coming in defensively on some stuff like the Rabombi probably, and not the Azelf, but probably the Rabombi. I can maybe try and bring this on, and I can try and bring it in on Fortress more so, because that's probably going to try and set hazards more so here. I can kind of head smash or just fire punch, threaten and stuff like that. And stuff doesn't really want to come in on me at all. Vaporon's then coming here playing the sack role basically because it probably will die to Infinite at some point fairly early on in this match. Close combats from Life Orb to 40-ish%. It's like slightly higher than 40. It might have even been even more than that if it was Life Orb. It might have been my leftovers Let Me Live too. So my matchup against Infinite defensively isn't great. So this is just kind of the idea of, I'm going to come in, hope he clicks some kind of stupid coverage move. I then get to flip turn out and get into my offense on that instead. I can just Wish Protect in its face if it's not set up, which hopefully it won't be, and I can then kind of try and have some longevity. The nice thing is the swap into Vaporon's obviously going to be Slowking, which doesn't massively threaten me back. So that's something where I can kind of I can never be slower than it, but I can kind of Wish Protect up on its space, try and Wish Pass into maybe something like Muck if it's weakened, or Lele potentially, or even Zapdos. So that's really nice there, and hopefully Vaporeon is going to kind of be the glue that keeps the team together here, because I don't have great defensive responses to a lot of the team, so that's something to try and do there. A load of Muck is then coming here with the Assault Vest once again with Poison Touch. My Poison Touch luck has been ridiculous this season, so hopefully that continues. Running Pursuit, Knockoff, Fire Punch, and Ice Punch. Multiple punches here. Ice Punch is just there because it gives me something that potentially can pick off Zapdos if need be. It's probably going to roost in front of me anyway, but it is what it is because this can come in on Zapdos quite nicely. Knockoff's obviously just great to get rid of items, where maybe I get rid of Life Orb and Infinite, which really helps me, or Band or Mamoswine or something like that, or stuff like that. And I can Pursuit Trap the Azelf, which is mainly what this is here to switch in on. It'll be mainly the Azelf, so I can Pursuit Trap the Azelf. I believe it just dies. I can also try and Pursuit Trap Slowking or something, but I can just knock into that and knock off items or whatever wants to come in. The swap is probably like Fortress, because it's going to be a bulky one, you know, so it gets knocked off, loses its leftovers, then I Fire Punch it, pretty much, unless Zapdos wants to come in. But if Zapdos loses its leftovers, then that's not great for it. So that's kind of something to keep in mind there. This set can be really good. Obviously, Mamoswine threatens it a lot, so that's something to be aware of there. But as I said, I think Mamoswine is a slightly less likely bring than some other stuff on the team. Hopefully it doesn't come, because Mamoswine is quite tough for me to deal with, for sure. Interesting Weezing set, where we've got Levitate Sugarberry, which is for the aforementioned Mold Breaker, Haxorus Earthquake that's probably going to come my way at some point in this game. With the Sugarberry, I believe I live a +2 Earthquake, which is really nice there. If he runs Iron Head, then that's just unfortunate. But I see no reason why he would need to run Iron Head here when his Earthquakes are going to hit Weezing anyway. Got the defog on there for the team because obviously Fortress is a big hazard stacker. Don't want those hazards going up and staying up. Strange Seam is close to a one-shot on Haxorus. Unfortunately, Weezing doesn't quite have the offensive output to have a one-shot stuff back like Aggron can, which is unfortunate. But Strange Seam is going to do a decent chunk to a lot of stuff on the team. Flamethrower's there because Fortress is the very obvious swap. I can kind of catch that for a bit of damage. And then Aromatherapy is there to help out Zapdos in case it gets staticked by the other Zapdos. So that's basically it. It takes the slot away from Vaporeon, because there's nothing on that Vaporeon set I would have wanted to take out for Heal Bell, so it's just nice for it to be able to take the heat off Vaporeon there for sure. And then Zapdos rounding the team off here. Choice Scarf. It's very important in this matchup because it's the Revenger. I needed something that was going to be faster than Azelf, Infinite, and Ribombee if they're not Scarfed. Otherwise, they can do a lot of damage against my team. And Garchomp is worse at that, basically, because it doesn't hit them super effectively. Brave Bird will kill all three. I believe it does like 90% to Azelf. But it kills Infinite, but it kills Ribombee, which is key. It also is going to two-shot a lot of the team, especially because stuff like the Fortress and the Slowking are going to be more Spadef focused in this matchup. Well, whichever one of them decides to be checking Lele is going to be more Spadef, which then allows Zapdos to two-shot whichever one of those. That is, I obviously don't do any damage to Zapdos, literally at all. I believe this set can do 20%, so obviously I'm U-turning out on that, trying to get momentum. That's hopefully going to be how I get my Aggron in, potentially, or I go Lele at that stage, because I don't want to reveal anything of that kind of thing. So there's the team. I'm not sure exactly what the end game goal is for this one. I think the idea is hopefully Aggron can pick itself up a couple of kills with Banded Head Smash against stuff like the Slowking. And then that's really going to open up Lele to try and hit really hard through there, and then hopefully Zapdos can pick off the faster stuff towards the end, or my defensive responses can do that. So that's the team going into this one. Hopefully I can win the game and go 6-2. If I don't win, it's not the end of the world. I will most likely still make playoffs. Like, my good differential means I will still make playoffs. I'm +12, so the worst I can be is +6, which 5-3 +6 is definitely going to make playoffs. But I could even potentially get a top half seed depending on what goes on if that happens. But I really want to win the game and guarantee myself a top half seed, because that's going to really help me going into the first round of playoffs. So I'll see you guys in the battle. Okay, so here we are in the battle. Interesting to see no Azelf. I'm quite surprised by that, actually. At the same time, not too shocked. Like, it was definitely good, but against the team I brought it, like, the Mamoswine is definitely better. So, not too surprised to see that. Slowking is there. We see the Infinite. I've written that way too close. See the Infinite. We see Haxorus. We see Ribombee, and we see the Zap. So none of that is really surprising to me, particularly all of those mons have decent matchups. The Rabombi might be webs. It might genuinely be webs here, because I haven't bought that much hazard removal over the course of the season. Thankfully, I do have it today. Not specifically because I was really scared of webs, but because, you know, that was the thing. My head smash is incredible here. There is absolutely no switch into it at all. So it's just a case of picking my battles of when I want to click head smash. I actually like an Aggron lead a lot to counter Rabombi lead here, but obviously against everything else, it's a little bit sketchy, apart from ZAPDOS. Is there a way I can, like... Yeah, I actually really like Aggron lead here, because Rabombi is a very common lead with it because of webs and stuff, which I feel like he might try and set up here. You could also lead Infinite and just U-turn, or lead ZAPDOS and try and U-turn. So yeah, I'm going to lead with my Aggron here. I like that play a lot because Rabombi's a good lead. So I'm going to do that. Lead ZAPDOS, that is absolutely fine by me. I get to click head smash here because essentially with... So the thing is, I need to keep turning off the imported sets only thing because the imported set is Mega Aggron. But head smash kills. So his discharge is going to do about 60% probably, but I then also get rid of ZAPDOS if that is what he goes for. He's more likely to just U-turn. So we see Volt, which does half, and something is going to die to head smash here. So which, yeah, that just shows generic defensive, I believe, that Volt Switch damage. The only thing that I think potentially can come in here, live one and then friendly back, is the Haxorus. I think Haxorus just lives one. That's obviously damage he won't want to take, though, on the Haxorus. Everything else dies. The Slowking gets 2 shots. Then Rabombi is dead. Unless it's... yeah, it's Sash, okay. Rabombi is Sash. Rabombi doesn't get anything silly, does it? Like, let's just check out Rabombi, just in case. I'm pretty sure this thing doesn't get anything stupid. He'll probably try and set webs here. Or he's just sacking this as his least useful member, which is also an option. Yeah, he'll just Moonblast for 33%, and we'll get rid of Rabombi here. I maybe should have gone Mark there, now that I think about it, because taking that damage wasn't great. Although, it's not like I lived a hit from Slowking at that range anyway, so it doesn't actually make that much difference. If he brings in Slowking here, I will just head smash it. Just putting it out there, because it will do over half. So that worked out okay. I got rid of Rabombi with it. Obviously, I've taken a lot of damage myself, which isn't ideal. But the idea is hopefully I somehow get momentum on the Slowking with Vaporeon by flip turning on it, and then I can bring it back in, essentially. But it did its job, basically, here. And I can potentially... what am I trying to say? I can potentially wish it back up later. He'll probably Volt Switch here. Yep. Which will do 15. Which and now he goes Mamo. Which is okay. Just the one caveat of me not having guard chomp is obviously you can just freely volt switch, which is quite scary. But I felt it was better overall to go with the team I did. Yeah, the more I think about it, I think I should have swapped out there on the Rabon being gone mark and then just pursued the turn after, because then it was dead. Because then Aggron would have been slightly higher, but I'm pretty sure I died to a Slowking hit anyway, so I don't think it would have mattered. I'm pretty sure I died to a Slowking hit. Yeah, here comes Mamo. Aggron against Slowking. Yeah, a Scald kills from full, so there was actually that. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that play. ZAPDOS going for Volt Switch. I'll tell you what, if that Rabombi wasn't Sash, he was in so much trouble. Okay, it's actually got a bit of special attack. It's not offensive. Oh, it might actually be offensive. Interesting. I mean, the better way to check that is, you know, get the Aggron damage out, because it'll be... Okay, it's not that offensive. How much did it do to Aggron? 49. And then it just did 15 to mark? The heck? That's bizarre. That is very bizarre. Okay, that's really confusing. Did he crit me? No, what on earth has gone on there? How has that done so much damage when the one to Aggron only did that much? Oh, unless... Yep, that I had the Aggron up without the HP. That's why that went wrong. So it is offensive. It's just not modest. It's timid offensive. So it's faster than Lele, which I wasn't expecting. So that's slightly annoying. Lele kind of struggles to come in now. Lele very much struggles to come in now. Is my best play Vaporeon or Weezing here? I guess the question is, am I more scared of Infinite or Haxorus? Because they're both very scary. Because both take less than half from anything Mamo wants to do. Actually, no, Vaporeon doesn't take a Choice Banded Earthquake well at all. So we'll go Weezing here, and we'll see if he's Choice Banded or not. We see Crash, which will do 32, not Choice Band. Perfect. That is very, very good for me. That's why not Choice Band. Maybe Scarf? At this stage, I did say Scarf would have been interesting in prep. It could be Adamant. It's definitely Adamant. It's maybe Choppleberry to 1v1 ZAPDOS, potentially. Chopple Scarf is also an option, for sure. Actually, thinking at this stage, I want to go Vaporeon because the thing he never does is Earthquake here. And if he's Scarf and he wants to Ice Cold Crash again, I then take that really well with Vaporeon. And otherwise, he'll swap probably into maybe Slowking. So I'm going to go Vaporeon here. If he goes Zapdos, that would be kind of bad though, because he could go Zapdos here. You could go Zapdos here. I kind of wish I had Toxic actually, but I needed the other moves basically. I did maybe over Flamethrower, but I thought Fortress was going to come, so it is what it is. You could go Zapdos here for sure, which would be slightly annoying. I think I will just go Vaporeon here, though. Oh, it does go Zapdos. That's really frustrating. Is my play to sack Aggron at this stage in the game? It might just be to sack Aggron. Oh, but I'm in a position now where I've taken a load of damage. Is it just to sack Aggron? I get momentum off it. The thing is, because the Zapdos is actually offensive, my Lele does not threaten it well. But doesn't my Zapdos do a lot more to it now? Yeah, my Zapdos actually free-shots it. So, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. I could also wish, because I do live a Volt Switch here. You maybe Volt Switch, but the thing is I don't want to let Haxorus Dragon Dance either. That's also something I don't want to do, so... I don't want to just go Muck again and just give him the free swap into Mamo again, because that thing really hurts me. I'm leaning towards just sacking Aggron, although obviously it's very good at being able to just head smash into Slowking for half at some point in this game, but like, I think if I get... Let me just check Aggron against Haxorus. Does Aggron kill Haxorus? Head Smash probably doesn't kill Haxorus, but it does a ton of damage to it. I'm going to wish. You see Thunderbolt, isn't going to kill. Gets the para though, are we serious? That's not a good para. That is a really, really bad para. That's a really bad para for me. Words do not describe how bad that para is for me. Because if I get paralyzed going for this Protect, I pretty much lose the game. I think I've got to go for it though. Thank God for that. Whew. Yeah, I'll just sack Aggron. I'll just sack Aggron. It's not worth it. I need the other pieces. Unless I sack Mark. I could just sack Mark. Muck is actually less useful, because there's no Azelf. Like, it's good against Slowking, but Vaporeon is also good against Slowking. So I'm going to go Muck. Yeah, I go Muck. Muck is easily the better sack than Aggron. I was just thinking Aggron because it's low on health, but if I get Aggron in against Slowking, it either chunks Slowking for like 70%, or I get a kill on something else. So I go Muck here. He's considering his play. If he Volt Switches back out into Mamo, I'm fine to just let Muck go down against the Mamoswine here instead. I'm in a tough position here. The Sasha Revolver really helps me out. He'll actually go Slowking here, so that's absolutely fine by me. I get a knockoff here. If I'd gone Aggron, that would have been an insane play. That would have worked out really, really well. I am just going to knock off, though, get rid of an item on something. Probably the ZAPDOS, but that's absolutely fine by me. I can get rid of that thing's probable leftovers, even though it's offensive, maybe. Maybe Boots. Could be Boots. I'll actually get rid of it on Haxorus, which that would do quite a bit, and we'll get rid of the Dragon Fang. So it was Dragon boosting, so he maybe didn't expect Wheezing to come as the check there. I'm actually in a position here where... Oh, bloody hell. No item. I think I live anything he wants to go for. He's obviously not going to lock himself into Outrage. He obviously has Earthquake, which can do up to 86. Do I live that? Yeah, you'd have to max roll for me to kill. My Ice Punch does up to 51 max, which would get him very, very low. So I'm just going to stay in an Ice Punch here. We see Scale Shot, so I'll actually kill him back here because of the defense drop. So this is great. Muck putting in the finest of work there. And that is why I went back and thought about that play. Even though, to be fair, me going Aggron actually would have turned out equally as well there. But we've gotten rid of Haxorus, which means that I can use Wheezing basically just to check Mamo now. / get rid of the power of Vaporeon, because that power is going to be really annoying to me. I'm in an okay position here. Zapdos, I don't believe, can kill me with a Thunderbolt from here, because of my AV. Don't quote me on that, but I actually don't think it can. Yeah, Thunder's only doing 25%. Thunderbolt's doing even less, and I can just knock off its item. We see Mamo come in here. Oh, why have I got a notification? What's going on here then? It's a scheduling for my other match. I'll let's move on from that. So, I think his Icicle Crash actually kills from here. Did I ever check the... Oh, we know it's not banded though, so that's something to keep in mind. No, sorry, we know it's not banned. We also know it's not all, because he didn't take recoil. I feel like it might be Chopple, or it's Scarfed. Let's just assume... Just put Colder on there for now. Icicle Crash would kill from here, so he gets to freely Icicle Crash into whatever he wants here. I think Muck is definitely the sack though, for sure. So I'm just going to Fire Punch in case he does something weird. He's actually considering his play here. He's probably checking that Icicle Crash kills, because obviously that's something he wants to click here. If he misses an Icicle Crash, this Fire Punch is probably going to do a good chunk. Obviously, I don't know, would you run Thick Fat or Oblivion? No, you run Thick Fat here, surely. I don't have an Intimidator or anything, so you run Thick Fat here, so it won't. I can probably check how much it's going to do. Let's do that. Because Knockoff might actually do more, is what I was just thinking. Yeah, Knockoff does do more. Knockoff does way more. Knockoff literally does double the amount. So let's do that. He could try and make a double. The thing is, I'm up 4-6 here, but I really don't feel like I'm ahead in the match, if that makes sense. I mean, it's probably it's about to be 5-4 anyway, but I really don't feel like I'm ahead in the match, even though I'm up here. Yeah, he will just Earthquake. So I actually could have gone Wheezing there, but this is now an opportunity, basically the only opportunity for me to bring my Lele in. Moonblast will kill. We haven't seen anything off the Slowking. I'm going to assume it's this special defensive set where my Moonblast does 44 to 52, which is more than I remember it doing, actually. That's actually really nice. But I do just go Lele here. So we see EQ off this. Oh, wait. I was literally just saying, what if this is Scarfed? Earthquake wouldn't kill, we're fine. Earthquake doesn't kill if it's Scarf. Was that Timid Scarf, though? No, that was Adamant Scarf and it doesn't kill. We're good. We're good. And it's not. Slowking... Yeah. I actually max rolled that. We see lefties. I think I, like, hard max rolled that. I'm pretty sure I hard max rolled that. Sorry for the max roll there. That's unfortunate for him because he'll. It means he won't get back up to full health if he decides to switch out for a generator there. He'll go low. He obviously can't kill me back. We see Yawn. I mean, this thing is slower than the rest of the team. But as I just said, I live a Mamoswine hit. I'm faster than Mamoswine, so I should probably keep this around. My play is Aggron here, I think, actually, because it's a sack play, basically. Because I feel like he's going to try and slack off in my face in this situation. And let Slowking go down, and then Lele's asleep. And he'll just slack off in this situation, because everything else dies. So I'm going to go Aggron, because he'll probably slack off. No, we actually see Mamo come in, which is surprising to me. That died. that flat out died. That flat out died to that Moonblast. Which, you know, it is what it is. Do I let Aggron go down here? And then just go back into Lele and it picks up a kill for me? Or do I sack... No, because ZAPDOS is really nice against Infinite. We haven't seen anything from the Infinite, though. The Infinite could still be scarfed in the back. Infinite could still be scarfed in the back. Best play is just let us go down. Yeah. See the EQ of Mamoswine again. And I'll just go back into Lele, and my Moonblast gets a kill. Once again, if this is scarfed, he doesn't kill, and this thing goes down. The Yawn tech was cool. The Yawn tech was cool, 100%. The Yawn tech was very good. I think from his perspective, though, Fortress probably would have been a better shout in this situation, because then Fortress actually would have given him a switch in that scenario to a Moonblast. Where he's yawned me there. Whereas Mamoswine would have died. He was basically sacking Mamoswine in that situation, potentially to that, or he anticipated me to try and go Aggron or something, which could have been the play as well. In which case, props to you, Chris, on that call. If that is the call you made, I feel like it was probably just a sack. But Lele now picks up a kill every time it comes in against this Mamoswine. So this Mamoswine's probably going to end up getting like a lot of kills for him, regardless of the outcome here. But Lele's going to keep coming back in on it every time getting kills. This is going to be the Lele gets a kill, Inflate comes in, threatens Lele into Vaporeon. Vaporeon flip turns, Lele comes back in, show basically. So I should be good. I should be good because I don't like try and wish with Vaporeon. Because I'm still paralyzed is the only issue. So I maybe try and get Wheezing in at some point to. It is Scarf, okay, but it dies here. So there goes Mamo. This now kills me is the issue. The thing is, I think Lele is better than ZAPDOS. Is Lele better than ZAPDOS here? Yeah, that Scarf's helped him a lot. That Scarf's helped him a lot because now ZAPDOS obviously kills in this situation. My ZAPDOS dies to a ZAPDOS hit offensively, right? Surely. I can actually, if he min rolls, I live actually, but that's a bit irrelevant. Because like it's obviously a Volt Switch is obviously coming here. Lele's obviously worth keeping around. Oh, this is tough actually. This is really tough. The thing is, that's going to be at 40%, right? When it comes in. Okay, so my Brave Bird kills confidently. As ZAPDOS kills it confidently from that range. And with Scarf Mamoswine, I feel like the Infinite isn't Scarf. I just need damage in this ZAPDOS. I just need damage in this ZAPDOS. But how do I get that damage? Is the sack Wheezing? I think the sack's actually... Oh, but I don't want to risk the power. Do I risk... I feel like I'm risking the power on Vaporeon. If that's the case. I think I'm risking the power on Vaporeon. I feel like I'm risking the power on Vaporeon. I think that's the better way to play the game. Is to risk that power. The other thing is, I equally don't really want to go Wheezing here because it allows Slowking to slack off, which I don't want to happen. So I think I do go ZAPDOS here. Unless Wheezing does just die to a ZAPDOS hit. Not the utility set. I'm surprised he went offensive because he's left himself more susceptible to... he left himself far more vulnerable to ZAPDOS. But Wheezing lives. I just have to hope he doesn't Volt Switch. He does Volt Switch, so... please go Inflate and just pick me up with Inflate. Don't try and heal with Slowking. There is like very obviously a slack off coming here. There's nothing I can do about it. That's slow, bro. Okay, I go Lele because there's very obviously a slack off coming here. Teleport. Yeah, that's going to be game. That's going to be game. That teleport's going to be game. There's literally nothing I can do. And it's such a frustrating end to the season because my season started so well. and the last few weeks have just gone completely off the rails. Oh, since when did I live that vault switch? Oh, damn it, that's actually... Why did the calc change on me? It was saying min was 98 before. So now I make the play I was going to do before. Because ZAPDOS lives a vault switch. And vault switch is always the play here. Because when I do that, he vault switches. And then I get to Brave Bird, but then Slow King is now high enough, so that's literally cost me the game. Why did the calc change? Jesus. Is the play I have to make. I live vault switch. Yep. Unbelievable. What happened on the calc? What happened with the calc? Oh, that's so annoying, because if I'd been able... What happened? Because if I'd made that play... This is the play I wanted to make the first time. I make this play the first time. The Slow King actually dies to Brave Bird. The Slow King actually dies to Brave Bird. That's the thing. The Slow King actually dies to Brave Bird. If it was the previous time. But he won't now. It won't now. But I have to just Brave Bird anyway, I think. Or a U-turn, because him going back into ZAPDOS is quite an obvious play. He's really considering his play here. Yeah, Slow King comes in. I have to U-turn here. Probable teleport, right? He may also just slack off. If he slacks off in an okay situation, actually. ZAPDOS is still at full. How is ZAPDOS still at full? I feel like the players slack off, right? I feel like he slacks off. Or he no, because he teleported last time. I feel like he's going to teleport again. So I'm just going to go Wheezing. And sack Wheezing, basically. Oh, Expanding Force. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. My Shadow Ball now kills. But I made that play slightly too quickly because my Moonblast does not. He could also just sack this, thinking he actually does Moonblast. The thing is, even if I do Shadow Ball into ZAPDOS, it's not quite enough. That plus Scold into ZAPDOS would be enough for my ZAPDOS to then pick up the kill. So I am going to Shadow Ball. And he does stay in, so that was definitely the right play. I've at least made it a bit closer. Lele is obviously dying here. We see U-turn come off. Which what are we looking at? ZAPDOS v ZAPDOS. I don't think there's any chance. Yeah, because even a crit, I need 2 crits basically, but I'll play for the 2 crits. I died to recoil anyway, I think, but I can play for the 2 crits basically. Oh, well, don't get parried, and I get a 2. I get 1-0. Of course. Of course I didn't get the roll. What is Mons? What is Pokemon? What is Mons? How much did Thunderbolt do? That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. Thanks for the 1-0. I was going to say my differential. Thunderbolt doing 65 min. I'll try and go for some protects. Because if I get 2 protects, I can actually potentially take a T-Bolt. If I get a second, I actually... No. Oh well. Yeah. It is what it is. That was an interesting match. I couldn't even tell you where I really went wrong there. It was just a case of things just not quite working for me. And the calc. I don't understand what happened with the calc. Because if I'd made that ZAPDOS play a turn earlier, I say a turn earlier, the time before we were in that situation, I think I actually won that game. Oh, it's Scarf. It's been Scarf the entire time. Okay. The ZAPDOS has been Scarf the entire time. That's interesting. That's an interesting one. I'm going to try and work out what happened with the calc while we're here. Because I have no idea. There's a Volt Switch doing 75 to 86, as it should be. Did I click a different set that was Life Orb or something? Did I click this set? Yeah, I think I clicked this set. That's really, really annoying. So I've accidentally clicked a different offensive Zapdos set, which had Life Orb on it, which this one clearly didn't. And that's cost me the game. Because I've clicked the wrong set. I should have checked. Damn. Oh. But that's an unfortunate end to the season. I'm obviously still in playoffs because I'm 5-3, but it is yet to be seen whether I get a top half seed or not. Hopefully I still do. Yeah, hopefully. But now at 5-3, I'm probably playing someone a lot stronger than I would have been before. But you've got to beat them eventually anyway. So I came from 5th seed to win the ADBL, so hopefully I can do the same thing here. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for watching the regular season. I'll see you in a couple of weeks of playoffs because we have a break week in between. See you guys next time.